Hello, YouTubers. This is CJ Hot Wheels, or should I say CJ Matchbox? In this particular video, I wanted to showcase some Matchboxes that I found just today that took me over a month to find, and I'm so happy I finally found these cars. So I've been looking for these for quite a while, and scalpers make it so difficult. They make it impossible to find what you want sometimes. But finally, after a month of waiting, Walmart came through. And here it is. The B-case Matchbox. Because I am so sick and tired of seeing A-case cars clogging the pegs everywhere I go. But finally, I went to a Walmart next town over from me, a store that I regularly shopped at when my grandparents were around. So that store has a lot of sentimental value, but I found these there. And this is the one that everyone wants, the Audi TT RS Coupe. It is a really nice car, and I can understand why there's so much hype over it. It's just a well-done car. Just all the accurate detail, the headlights, the grille, the side view mirrors, the nice wheels, the really cool bright blue paint, the taillights, the Audi logo, the TTRS emblem. It's just a really well-done car. And this was the only one they had. Not all the cars were there. They didn't have any black Ford Mustang GT convertibles. They didn't have any silver Aston Martin DBR1s. They didn't have any... What else in this batch? I think that's about it. So not all of them were there, but they were nice enough to leave the ones that I really wanted. And here's the other one that everyone wants. The Bentley Bentega. It is really nicely done. And it goes nicely with the Bentley Continental GT that Matchbox already has. The only thing is, this car doesn't have an interior. So that would be the main complaint about this car. Because Matchbox during the Golden Age, they would never think of releasing a car like this with no interior. Because Matchbox nowadays is all about cost cutting. Because they're not as profitable as Hot Wheels. So when they take drastic measures like this, you kind of lose respect for the brand. That's why I admire the Golden Age Matchboxes during the mid to late 2000s. And that's why I was destined to find most of the cars that I had from childhood to get back over time, and you'll see that later. And here's another one that I could have lived without, even if they didn't have it, but I figured it's there, might as well get it. The Jeep Renegade in red. They had 3 of these, so these aren't very sought after. And then here's another one. They had plenty of these there. They probably had 4 or 5 of these. The 61 Ford Ranchero. But it's really nice, though. I mean, this does look better than the red one from a couple of years ago. Probably because the base is white instead of gray. White plastic bases look a lot better than black or especially gray. But this car should have had a chrome base. I mean, look at the Plymouth Savoy. Look how good that looks with a chrome base, a proper chrome base. I wish Matchbox would do that to all of their classic vehicles like they used to. But yet again, they're all about cost cutting. So of course they're not going to do that right now. And then up here, I've had these two in particular for 3 weeks now, but I haven't showed them yet. But this car, the 2000 Nissan Xterra in black, growing up, I had one of these. When I was 4 years old, we had a black Nissan Xterra just like this. So it brings me back to my childhood when I see this car. I'm so happy that they not only brought this casting back, but they made it in black. It looked just like this. And then this is a really nice one, the Chevy Camaro with the opening hood. But this one I just got today. Haha! Finally got the 2004 Honda S2000. Because this is the first car to get snagged off the pegs. But I finally got it. They actually had two of these. But I'm not a scalper. I'm a collector. So I grabbed one for myself and left the other one for someone else. As a matter of fact, I put it on the front of the pegs. So that way someone can easily grab it. And here's another Camaro that I got alongside the newer moving parts cars. But one of the other Walmarts I went to 3 weeks ago had restocked with an old batch of moving parts that we never got in the United States that showed up elsewhere around the world. It was the batch with this Camaro in blue, the green Jeep Wagoneer, the brown Ford Crown Victoria police car, the blue Pontiac Grand Prix, the blue Volkswagen Fastback, and so on. It was a particular batch that never showed up in the United States for some reason, but showed up recently. But like I was mentioning earlier with the Matchboxes, I was destined to find all my Golden Age Matchboxes that I had from childhood to get back by ordering them online. This is what I'm talking about, right here. These cars hold a special place in my heart. Because these cars I grew up with. These were the cars that I played with when I was a kid. So of course I want to get them back, or at least try to get them back. These are cars that I ordered from eBay, or for the rare occasion found at swap meets or from diecast shows within the last 6 years. And I just did this recently because I used to have green stripe treasure hunts on here. I sold those, and then for a little while I had just random Hot Wheel main lines on here. But just a couple days ago I took all those down, went through my totes and bins, and resurrected some Golden Age Matchboxes that I really, really admire and put them back up here. And I did manage to put them in chronological order. These are from the Golden Age, which is argued the age from 2005 to 2011 at Matchbox. This is when they were solely focused on realism. They only made real vehicles, or if they did make generic vehicles, they looked realistic. Or they were based on real vehicles. But I like street cars. I always have. When I was a kid, I had no desire to play with fantasy cars that Hot Wheels thinks kids like to play with. No. Most kids like to play with real cars. Just like these. Like, instead of playing with some dinosaur-shaped vehicle from Hot Wheels, I want to play with something like this. Like a Dodge Charger, or a Lexus GS430, or a Volvo C30, or a Mercedes SL55 AMG, or even a Toyota Prius. I just really admired these cars, and I preferred them. If I could start all over again, if I got rid of my entire collection and had to start all over, I would just collect these. Just Golden Age Matchbox. Or if I sold everything, this is the only thing I would keep right here. And plus, these weren't that cheap. A lot of these were bought for $10, $15 a piece online over the last 6 years. There were a few that I was able to get under $10 plus shipping, like $6, $7, which to me is a steal. That's a good deal on a Golden Age Matchbox that you literally cannot find anymore and are very rarely listed on eBay. So if I can find one under $10, which is my budget, then it's a steal. So there you have it. Take care and happy collecting.